and what it can do, what it cannot do, and how it can help you get more money from, save more money from whatever.
Save money that you can then apply to something else useful. Probably. Something like that. Thank you very much. Yes, good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me once again. Love being here. The topic I'm going to be talking about is artificial intelligence and broadband cable. That is broad enough, right? But specifying it using mathematical optimization, and that's the tool I'm going to be introducing to you. My name is Alex. I'm managing director of what's called the AMS group of companies. In this case, I'm representing my Department of Optimization and Analytics. And AMS is a company that's 180 people strong, usually mostly guys. 1/3 engineers, eggheads, so to say, and 2/3 service technicians, people who know what they're doing, who actually can touch a system without having this thing go offline. You shouldn't let me do that. Now a little story, why mathematical optimization? Well, because engineers love math, that's true. 4 years ago, I took on board 2 PhDs in mathematics IT, right? And they specialize on this. And they basically need a roof, a company that they could work under, and they had a bunch of projects as well that they brought. And this is applicable to any kind of process, this mathematical optimization. I took them aboard, and then I thought, well, maybe we could apply their talent to something that's useful for us, for broadband communications, and every now and then we do something in our field to better our world, and that's what I'm going to be talking about here. How do I actually get this thing forward? Click it? Yes. Okay. But first of all, I'm an engineer, so I've got to start out with some kind of definition. Where is the beginning slide paper? Okay. What is artificial intelligence? Let's define it. There's a bunch of definitions around, but we all agree, they all agree, it's intelligence that mimics cognitive functions that humans associate with what's closest to us, the human mind, right? Such as learning and problem solving. Every now and then, we humans succeed in that. So I found this here I saw this last week in Singapore, 5G conference. Somebody was talking about this. I had this great slide. Well, I copied it. I made it myself, right? Took the idea. Artificial intelligence, it was very nicely put, is one field, and it's got a bunch of subgroups there. Right? Machine learning is one. It finds patterns in data. While artificial intelligence is just really a program, computer application that senses, reasons, and adapts, makes sense of data. Because one thing we have is we have a bunch of devices out there, millions, billions of devices collecting data, and we're just making sense of 1 or 2% of that. The rest kind of goes unnoticed or unevaluated. Deep learning, again, is a subgroup of machine learning. And what I'm introducing is mathematical optimization. Now, whenever we go and we think artificial intelligence, we think of something, first thing you think of is a little robot, right? A guy like this, I call him Mo, right? Has a head, has eyes, has hands, has feet. He does cute little human things with his hands, like carrying this box here, right? That's what we associate with. But artificial intelligence is more like that. It's evaluating and cranking data in a logical sense, in a reasonable, acceptable amount of time, such that we can actually use it in our systems. If our result comes out 2 weeks later, it's most probably not good for us. So it's a tool. Mathematical optimization is a tool, and it looks like this. A whole bunch of discrete mathematics. That's why I keep it short here on the mathematical part. It's more like saying, here's MO, this is the box, it's cool, and that's how you can apply it. So you guys don't leave the room in 30 seconds once I go math. So we agree, this is data, cranking data. Here's Mo again. Usually I call my animated figures Charlie, but this one is MO, right, Mo. So how do we go about data cranking? It's relatively straightforward, right? We have cloud storage is cheap, it's unlimited practically. We collect data. There's going to be, I don't know what's the predictions, 100 billion devices within the next, 2 years. Internet of Things, industrial Internet of Things coming up. So we're collecting data, and that's cheap as well. That's not only the big Googles, Amazons, Facebooks, these big giants that are collecting our data and then tracking how we live. Every company, like an MSO, for example, tracks data of their customers as well, or of their network. So we all do that. Edward Snowden here said once you have the data, we can do things that could not have been done before. I disagree. Well, I do agree, but he omits the one point. First you get the data, then you evaluate the data, you make sense of it. And then you do things that you never did before. For us, that means predictive maintenance from operating data of machines. We call that proactive network maintenance.